Hello, students. Hope you are all well. Okay. Let's see. We are going to start with chapter number one, that is number systems. Okay. So, in number systems, first of all, we will discuss the basic definitions. Okay. First of all, we will discuss basic definitions regarding numbers. Okay. Most of them you might know, but we are going to discuss them regardless. Uh, for the number system, for the understanding of number system, okay, first of all, we will discuss about real numbers. Okay. Number system this year, let me give you a briefing of the chapter. Number system this year is solely about rational numbers and irrational numbers. Before understanding or uh, doing calculation based on rational and irrational numbers, first of all, we need to know the definitions of basic numbers that we have learned in earlier classes. First of all, we have real numbers. So, what is real numbers? See, you have to write down the definitions as well in your classroom copies and do the remaining exercise in your homework copy. Okay. So, what are real numbers? Any number that can be represented on number line that can be represented on number line any number that can be represented on number line are called real numbers. Are called real numbers. So any number that can be represented on number line are called real numbers. Okay. So as you might remember, suppose this is a number line. This is a number line. We have arrows at the ends of the number line indicating that the number line is moving from positive infinite to negative infinite. Okay. At the center, we write down 0. On the right hand side of 0, we write 1, 2, 3, all the positive numbers, or we can say all the positive integers. On the left hand side, we write all the negative integers, negative numbers only. Okay, so on the left hand side of 0, we have negative numbers. On the right hand side of the 0, we have positive numbers. So this is a number line, all the numbers that can be represented on the number line. And I'm underlining can be represented. There are lots of numbers. Some of them cannot be represented on the number line. We are just talking about the numbers that can be represented on the number line are called real numbers. Okay. Okay. After real numbers, we must know the definition of integers. All the numbers without any fraction part, any fraction part are called integers. Are called integers. Suppose I write a number 1.25 or I write a number 1 by 4. Both of them are not integers. Both of them are not integers. There is no number after the decimal. There is no number. Suppose I write 125. Yes, it is an integer. I write 114. Yes, it is an integer. If there is no number, no fraction part. What do I mean by fraction part? The number after decimal. If there is no fraction part, then a number is called an integer. Get it? So, any number with digits between 1 to 9 after the decimal. Any number with digits 1 to 9 after the decimal are non-integers. Suppose I write down a number 3.00000001. Okay, so I got a digit between 1 to 9 after the decimal part. After the decimal part, I got a digit between 1 to 9. Therefore, this is not a rational number. Sorry, this is not an integer. Okay. Next is an easier one, natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers are also called counting numbers. For the definition of the right natural number, we write it as all the integers, all the integers from 1 to infinite, all the integers from 1 to infinite are called natural numbers. All the integers from 1 to infinite are called natural numbers. Okay, so in the number line, all the numbers to the right of the 0, all the integers to the right of the 0 are called natural numbers. Okay, once again we are talking about integers only. 1.6 is not a natural number. Okay, and one more thing, we call natural number as counting numbers as well. Why counting numbers? Because let's just take an example. Suppose I have given you a stack of pen. How do you start counting? You will start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that, na? Or you will do 0, 1, 2, 3. You will not do that, na? You will start with 1 and then you will add 1, add 1, add 1, and so on. So these are natural numbers, these are counting numbers. Okay. Next is whole number. Whole number, there is one digit more than in the natural number. Whole numbers are all the integers from 0 to infinite. From 0 to infinite are called whole numbers. All the numbers from 0 to infinite are called whole numbers. Okay. Now we have done natural numbers and whole numbers. Next one is even and odd numbers. So I'm not going to write down the definition of even and odd numbers. I believe all of you know all what are even numbers. Even numbers are those numbers which are multiple of 2. Odd numbers are those numbers which are not multiple of 2. I guess you can all write down the definitions. Okay. So you have to write down the definition of even and odd numbers by yourself. Okay. Moving on. Next is rational number. Okay, rational number is quite important for our topic now. Rational number. What are rational number? Any number, any number which can be represented, any number which can be represented in the form of p by q, where both p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Q is not equal to 0. So what will be the rational numbers? Rational numbers are those numbers which can be represented in the form of p by q. Let us take some examples. 13 upon 12, it is a rational number. 132 upon 6, it is a rational number. Okay, let me ask you something. Is 0 a rational number? Will 0 be a rational number? Think about it. Can 0 be a rational number? Okay, we have written any number which can be represented in p by q form. So can I rewrite 0 as 0 upon 1? If I divide 0 by 1, what will be the answer? 0 na? So 0 is also a rational number. In using the same concept, using the same logic, we can also say that 12 is a rational number. Why? Because we can write 12 as 12 upon 1. So what are rational numbers? Any integer can be a rational number. The only limit, the only shortcoming is both p and q, both numerator and denominator should be integers. Numerator cannot be a number with decimals. Numerator cannot be a number with square. Okay, both numerator and denominator should be integers. Numerator cannot in itself be a fraction, mixed fraction, or any other type of fractions. Okay, if both the numerator and denominators are in the form of p by q, then they are called rational numbers, where p and q are integers and denominator is not equal to 0. Q here is the denominator. Denominator is not equal to 0. Fine. Okay. After this, draw this table now. You have to draw this chart in your copy as well. Okay, so this is a flow chart representing real numbers. Real numbers, we have two types of real numbers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. Rational numbers are in the form of p by q, q not equal to 0, as well as p and q are integers. Okay, irrational numbers cannot be be represented cannot be represented in p by q form. Cannot be represented in p by q form. Okay, there is another name for irrational number, that is non-terminating non-repeating number. Let's write it in the next line. Non-terminating non-repeating. Non-terminating not repeating number. Okay, uh, after the first exercise, in the future lecture I will discuss irrational number in much more detail with you. Okay, today's focus is on rational numbers. Okay, now we have two types of rational numbers, terminating number and non-terminating number. We have two types of rational numbers, terminating number and non-terminating number. Sorry, terminating numbers are like 1 point. Terminating numbers are those, let's write, terminating numbers are those in which the remainder becomes 0 at certain point of time. Okay, terminating numbers are those in which remainder becomes 0 at certain point of time. Okay, after a few decimals the remainder becomes 0. So terminating numbers are those in which 1 minute. Yeah, here remainder become on long division. Here on long division, remainder becomes 0. So what is the long division of? We have a number in the form of p by q. So by denominator we divide the numerator, and if at a certain point remainder becomes 0, then it is called terminating number. What will about the non-terminating but repeating number? See, irrational numbers are non-terminating, non-repeating. Rational numbers may you have non-terminating but repeating. Okay, so here on long division, remainder is never 0. Remainder is never 0. Right? So terminating numbers are those in which on long division remainder is 0. Non-terminating numbers are those in which on long division remainder is never 0. Right? Okay, you have to make this chart as it is in your copy. All the things that were pre-written and all the things that I have written afterwards. Okay. If you want, you can pause the video and note the chart correctly. Okay. Next is we are moving on to the exercise, that is exercise 1.1. Based on exercise 1.1, I've taken three questions. Okay. You have exercise 1.1 in which questions are like these are. Okay, so you have to solve the question. I'm just discussing three parts. Okay, these are from outside your book. Uh, Questions in your NCRT are based on these questions as well. So your homework will be to complete exercise 1.1. Your homework will be to complete exercise 1.1. Okay, let's discuss. Find five rational numbers between 1 and 2, 4 by 9 and 5 by 9, 3 by 4 and 1. Okay. Now, the approach that we are going to use is quite a simple one. Okay, we are going to use the same approach for every question, same approach for every type of question. Okay, for our approach it is very important that denominators of the numbers should be same. See, let's take first question. You will understand better in the third question. Let's take first question we have to find five rational numbers between. So first of all we will have five rational numbers. So यहाँ पे we have value of n as 5. We have to find how many rational numbers? 5. So what we are going to do is, in the total amount of rational numbers, in as many numbers that we want to find, we are going to add 1. So this becomes 6. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, for 1, okay, we are writing 1 as 1 upon 1 and multiplying numerator and denominator by n. We are writing it as 1 upon 1 and multiplying numerator and denominator by n. Okay, so this is 6 upon 6. For the second number 2, we are writing 2 as in rational form 2 upon 1 and again multiplying numerator and denominator by 6. How do we obtain 6? We observed how many rational numbers we wanted. We wanted 5 rational numbers. We added 1 to that. We got 6. This is 12 upon 6. Okay. Now our answer is going to be quite easy. Now we have to just count the numbers. After 6, what comes? We have to just observe the numerator. We take the denominator as it is. We write it down as this. 5 times upon 6, and this is 5th time upon 6. Okay. Now the numerator is 6. Add 1, you have 7 upon 6. Again add 1, you have 8 upon 6. Again add 1, you have 9 upon 6. Then you have 10 upon 6. Lastly, 12 upon 6. Answer. Okay, quite easy, I guess. Nothing much to it. Okay, let's see next question. Next question is second one. We have done the first one. Next question is 4 upon 9 and 5 upon 9. Once again, second part, n is equals to 5 plus 1. That will be 6. Okay, now for first number is 4 upon 9. So 4 upon 9, for 4 upon 9, what you are going to do is, you're first of all, let's see the denominator. Let's observe the denominator of both the numbers. For both the numbers, denominator is same. For both the numbers, denominator is same. Then if the denominator is same, then what we do? We multiply numerator and denominator by 6. We get the result 24 upon 6 nines are 54. Okay. Similarly, for the second number, we multiply 5 upon 9, 5 upon 9 by 6 upon 6. This will be 30 upon 54. Again, the same procedure, what we are going to do, we are going to write upon 54, upon 54, upon 54, upon 54 5 times. Okay, and we add 1 to the numerator. 24, after 24 comes 25. After 25 we have 26, then 27, then 28, lastly 29. You will observe that the numbers stop just before 30. Okay, the number stops before the last number. The number stops before the last number. It always does that. It can stop way before the last number. It can stop just before the last number. But the numbers stop before the last number. Okay. Lastly, next question. We've done first and second. In next question, see the denominator is different. For 1, it is 1 upon 1. For 1, it is 1 upon 1. So denominator of both the numbers are different. What do we do when denominators are different? First of all, we will write as that was 5 plus 1, that is 6. Okay. So for first number 3 by 4, what we do is we take first of all LCM of 3 and 4 and 1. We take LCM of both the numbers. What is our intention? Our intention is such that the denominators of both the numbers should be same. First of all, denominators of both the numbers should be same, and then we find the remaining numbers in between numbers. Okay, so on finding the LCM between 4 and 1, you will get the answer as 4. So we are not disturbing 3 by 4. We are just writing 3 by 4 into 6 upon 6. This will be 3, 3 6 are 18 and 4 6 are 20. Okay. Now for the number 1, we can write it as 1 upon. Okay. What we need to do is first of all, we need to make the denominator as 4. First of all, we need to make denominator as 4. How do we do that? We multiply with 4 to the numerator and denominator. This way we get 4 upon 4. Essentially, that is 1, nothing less. After we have made the denominator same, we again multiply numerator and denominator by 6. We again multiply numerator and denominator by n. Okay, so this will be 6 4 the 24 and 6 4 the 20. Fine. So once again, upon 24, comma, upon 24, comma, upon 24, comma, upon 24. This is fourth number, and lastly 24, fifth number. And to the numerator, after 18, we have 19, then 20, then 21, then 22, and lastly 23. So these will be the five rational numbers between 3 by 4 and okay. Based on all this, you can complete the first exercise of this chapter. Okay. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.